Hello, this is the poetry page. Point at any of my friends to hear a little bit of their poem. Just click if you'd like to hear the whole poem. Mr. Bounce is going to bounce along and help you follow the words. Very helpful. Speaking of helpful, click on the Help button if you'd like Little Miss Helpful to explain anything.
Standing on the ceiling, swimming on the floor, running upside down, sleeping in a drawer. Everything is possible for Mr. Impossible. Walking up a tree, crouching very tall, reading books backwards, roll a square ball. Everything is possible for Mr. Impossible. Counting the alphabet, spelling with numbers. How can this be? It just can't be done. Absolutely possible, said Mr. Impossible.
Mr. Busy. Very busy.
Mr. Busy?
Where now?
Off he goes.
Where next?
No one knows.
Out of bed.
Have a bath.
Clean teeth.
Dress fast.
Downstairs.
Read the paper.
Quickly cook.
Moments later,
Read a book.
upstairs.
Clean the house.
Downstairs.
Out the door.
Sweep the floor.
Cut the grass.
What more?
Go to work.
A bite to eat.
Back to work.
A bus to meet.
Go home.
Cook tea.
Sit down.
Not me.
What then?
Start again.
Always busy.
Mr. Busy.
He uses the fridge to make things hot. He drinks his tea straight from the pot. He says goodbye when you meet, and wears his gloves upon his feet. He's always wrong, is Mr. Wrong. Sometimes he's almost, but not quite right. He's as right as you can be, when you're always wrong, is Mr. Wrong. Absolutely, totally, completely, utterly wrong is Mr. Wrong. Wrong is something, he is a lot. Right is something, he is not. Mischief is his game, mischief is his fame. Where is he now? Where can he be? Down a hole, up a tree. Mr. Mischief is his name. What's that on the floor? What's that on the door? Raspberry jam in the bed, sticky treacle on my head. Mr. Mischief, please, no more. Listen, what's that sound? That noise underground? If I could only see, I'm sure it can only be. Yes, Mr. Mischief is around. Quickly, look out behind. Careful, he's the devious kind. Can you see him yet? Now he's hiding, I bet. Mr. Mischief, you'll never find. Mr. Clever, the cleverest person ever. Was he ever wrong? No, never. His sums were always right. Ask him to help, he might. The cleverest person ever, Mr. Clever. Mr. Clever, the cleverest person ever. Was he ever wrong? No, never. He sung the ABC not in one language, but three. The cleverest person ever, Mr. Clever.
Neat and tidy, smart and trim, everyone likes to look at him. Tie straight, laces pressed, very proper when he's dressed. Stand to attention, all in a line. It's Mr. Fuzzies' inspection time. By the left, quick, yacht!
Round, heavy, and far too big, Greedy's belly is stuck in the fridge.
It shouldn't be here, I've been told. My belly's in the jelly and it's far too cold. Heave-ho, don't let me go. Get Mr. Strong, he won't say no. Out of the way now, let me through. I'll do the pulling, it's too hard for you. Out comes his belly, all of the way. Strong Mr. Strong has saved the day. With jelly on his belly and ice in his ear, Mr. Strong says, "Give Greedy a cheer! Hurrah!" Cracked windows, open doors, dusty tables, broken drawers, grubby walls, dirty floors, messy, Mr. Messy. Spilled paint, ink spurt, muddy wellies, water squirt, rolling in pools of dirt, messy, Mr. Messy. Brushed tidy, clean and scrub, put him in the bathtub. Soap suds, towel rub, clean, Mr. Messy. Oh, but not for long. Oh, I'd much rather be a mucky Mr. Messy. When is up down? When is slow fast? When is right left? When you're Mr. Muddle? Up's down, left's right, front's back, in's out. Hot's cold, black's white, muddled Mr. Muddle. When's the bath dry? When's the fridge hot? When's the oven cold? When you're Mr. Muddle. Up's down, left's right, front's back, in's out. Hot's cold, black's white, muddled Mr. Muddle. Mr. Slow, as you might well know, doesn't move fast, but very, very slow. Even worms seem fast as they go wriggling past the very, very slow Mr. Slow. Mr. Slow, as you might well know, doesn't move fast, but very, very slow. Even snails don't delay as they quickly speed away from the very, very slow Mr. Slow. Mr. Slow, as you might well know, doesn't move fast, but very, very slow. He tries his very best to keep up with the rest, but he's always last, is Mr. Slow. Mr. Slow, as you might well know, doesn't move fast, but very, very slow. If you see him about, creep up and loudly shout, "Come on, Mr. Slow, let's go!"